New York City, where a Shake Shack incident has now led to a lawsuit against the city of New York, the police department, and several officers individually. This was an incident that happened about a year ago. You remember that there were 3 officers who went into a Shake Shack after their shift, and they got sick, and they felt like they had been poisoned. And the story came out. The police unions were saying that our officers were treated badly.
Right. Our officers can't even go out to eat without somebody trying to harm them.
Right. This was when, you know, obviously this was in the wake of George Floyd. There was a lot of criticism, obviously, of the police, and the police union there in New York felt like this was some backlash, and that someone at Shake Shack, the manager at Shake Shack, had you know, intentionally poisoned the officers. That turned out to not be the case, but the manager of that Shake Shack says because of the way they went after him, the way that this story came out, he feels that he was defamed and that it damaged, that he was done some personal damage, and now he is suing, like I said, the city, the police department, several of the officers. Interestingly, he doesn't really remember or know the names of the officers, but he handled that in an interesting way in the lawsuit.
Yeah, you guys, he referred to them as Officers Strawberry Shake, Officers Vanilla Shake, and Officers Cherry Shake, because Shake Shack is fancy like that, apparently. He also called them like Jane and John Doe's, but he kind of gave them nicknames as well. But bottom line, he says that he was arrested / detained that night, interrogated. They kept him till like 1 or 2 in the morning, and then they finally cut him loose once they realized it was much ado about nothing. I don't really understand his defamation claim because he was never named publicly. But I guess maybe within the burger community or something, he might have had a bad rep.
In the burger community?
You could certainly make an argument that Shake Shack was harmed.
Like, he wasn't publicly named, so I don't know what you're talking about. But whatever, maybe among the fast food world, he can never get a job again.
He's a piranha in the fast food world.
I was just going to say, he feels like he was done dirty. He's suing the city and everybody else, and he thinks he got not a fair shake. Let's just put it that way. He feels like he didn't get a fair shake.
Didn't get a fair shake.
Didn't get a fair shake.
You know what? The point you just raised is a good one. That I never remember seeing his name anywhere.
You would think Shake Shack would have a stronger case than the actual worker.
Right.
I think they bring up a good look. I think they bring up a good point. I remember being horrified at that story. Like, that's scary. One, to think people might be messing with your food, and you know, to think that a cop couldn't even go out to eat or have a drink. Then I was really like, that is really terrible, and somebody needs to pay for that. In hindsight, it turns out that again, Shake Shack didn't do anything, and the cops themselves, Charles, came out and said, hey, they didn't do anything intentional here. Nobody tried to poison our police officers.
Hold on. Was that Officer Vanilla or Officer Cherry who said that?
I can't confirm that.
Hi, this is Tristan from Toronto, Canada. I think that, yes, for his trauma, he's owed something, but I think that what everybody's kind of like missing, the bigger issue here, is that the machine was dirty. So that means that a lot of his employees are probably not taking the cleanliness protocol very seriously. And once the spectators to get wind of this, they're going to come and do a thorough investigation, because obviously that means not only the cops that ingested dirt, that means a lot of other people ingested dirt. So he needs to either oversee his employees or do a better job at inspecting and making sure that everybody's making sure that, you know, what they're feeding their clients is coming from clean things. You know what I'm saying? So if I ate there, I'd be pretty pissed off myself. So
right. What you're referring to is the investigation. What they found out is no, there was nothing intentionally put in the shakes, but that the machine that the shake came out of may not have been as clean as it should have been. So who knows? This lawsuit could backfire him. We'll see.